Hey, so I asked Catherine to join me on this video because I found something out today pretty cool. It's something I learned while reading, and so she doesn't have any idea what I'm talking about. So we'll see how she reacts to it. Maybe she does because maybe she's reading the book too, so maybe she's read it. But I'm reading Michael Bosworth's "What Great Salespeople Do," which, by the way, is a great book to read regardless of whether you're in sales or not, because it really should be what great people do. It talks about storytelling and things like that. And part of what really resonated with me today, and which is why I love to read, one of the reasons why I love to learn is because sometimes you can study something, you can read it, you can do all of that, and you get a nugget, and you're like that one nugget makes all the hours that you've studied something worthwhile. So today, as I'm reading, um, Mike talks about listening, and normally we think about listening with our ears because that's what we're taught. We're taught when we're young. Our parents or somebody says something like, God gave you one mouth and two ears for a reason, and so you kind of go around always thinking, I got to listen better. I got to listen better, but have you ever thought about listening with your eyes? And Catherine, did you read that
I
part?
did.
Well, there you go. She already knows it, right? So I guess the joke, not the joke, the surprise is on me, right? So she's further along in the book than I am. But it's a really cool concept, listening with your eyes. So, Catherine? You want to tell them what that means, or am I putting you on the spot?
You're totally putting me on the spot, but
Okay.
I
Well,
can tell
sorry
you what
about
it means.
that. Great.
It means watching the body language of the person that you're speaking with or who is talking to you, because they could be saying one thing, but their body language is telling you something different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think, what else?
Well, that's kind of it.
Okay.
It's funny. I was talking to one of the people that work in my office, and who's also reading the book, and I asked her if she'd read that part yet, and she said no. And I said listening, talk to her about listening with your eyes, and she goes, and she goes, well, that doesn't make any sense. And I said, just what you did. I said your facial expression just told me something, and I had a chance to listen. And what your facial expression told me was that you don't believe that, or that didn't make any sense, or
That's crazy.
that's crazy. Yeah, it was just kind of cool to see her do that. And she went, "Oh, okay, yeah, I get it." So the reason why that's important is when you're in an activity, business or otherwise, pay attention to what somebody does, their facial expressions, the way that their arms are crossed or their body's positioned or any of those things, because you can listen with your eyes and you can learn so much more with your eyes than just with your ears. And I'll tell you a story because I love stories and I keep doing that every single time that I do this. But Mike talks about a doctor who had gone in to see a patient, and the patient had these big eyes, and they were trying to communicate something, and the person was, they ended up having to sedate the person, and they restrained him, uh, and the doctor had gone in to talk to him and said, we had to do this for your own good. And this guy just stared at him and just wouldn't break eye contact and was trying to say something to him. And the doctor put a pen in his hand and tried to get the guy to write something, and it was illegible. And, you know, a couple of 3 days later, the guy's better. He's off the restraints, off the sedative, and they had a word they had a name for what he was. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it was
It was like some paranoia.
hospital.
I don't remember.
I don't remember
Yeah, yeah,
either.
but it was like a paranoia thing or whatever. Anyway, they 3 days later, the patient calls in that doctor and said, I want to see him. and the doctor, really didn't want to go do it, just kind of really was apprehensive to go and see the guy. And the guy said, what I was trying to tell you is that because he had a breathing tube, and he goes, part of my breathing tube broke off in my throat and was causing me severe pain, and it was absolutely unbearable. And I'm telling you, if that happens again, I will kill myself. Do I make myself clear? And the doctor went, yes. And what the doctor realized is that listening has to do more than just with what words come out, but also have to do with what people are trying to say with their body language. And one other point that I want to make on this, because it just really resonated with me, and I was thinking about how sometimes I'll go into a meeting that I have with somebody, and I've just got a lot of things weighing down on me, and I'll stop and I'll think to myself before I go into the meeting, don't take that with you. Don't take that, that weighed downness, don't take those issues that you have into this meeting. Be upbeat, be positive, be this, be that, but don't be down. And it dawned on me that I bet you when I go into those meetings, as hard as I try not to show those things, that they seep out, that they come out, that I'm saying more that the people that I'm meeting with can see than just the words that I'm saying. So I could be upbeat, I could be jovial, I could just be, what I think is, persuasive or whatever, and they're seeing something different, and they're able to listen with their eyes. So we need to be prepared not only to listen with our eyes, but to be prepared that other people can listen with their eyes, even if they don't realize they're listening with their eyes. That's it. We're good.
Yep.
We're done. What did I just say? Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day.
Bye.